Dolphins fans, I am Will Scott. You are watching Dolphins Today. We are live this Thursday talking about the latest Miami Dolphins news and rumors. Going to introduce Nick Roloff here in a second, but first, shout out your city down in the comment section. Sherry Mays here, watching from Florida's Space Coast. Luther Small is in the Bahamas. John Ruiz, I did see the Christian Wilkins news. We're going to talk about that here in a second. Jackson Lynch is in Lafayette, Louisiana. Shout out Dino's Pizza. Cameron Reed in Modesto. Thomas E. Lord in Milton, Florida. John Ruiz, I was fishing in the Florida Keys. I've never been to the Florida Keys, man. That's on my bucket list, though. Southern Playa 469 is in Dallas. Very nice, bro. Ralph Miller in Cortland, New York. I went to Syracuse University right across the street. Do you know where Cortland is, Producer Nick?
Yeah, Cortland's about 3 hours from where I grew up, and it's an all right place.
Yeah,
I visited Ithaca for college.
Nick is from Rochester. Steven is in Colorado Springs. Steven, you got to go over to Manitou and check out Colorado Custard Company. Say that Will Scott sent you, and Mr. Carpenter, the owner, will love you forever. Matthew Walter is in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Joe Brownlee saying, Willie Fins! Appreciate tuning in, Joe. Shout out your city. Jackson Lynch, we'll be singing that in a second. Dawn is in Fort Myers, Florida. Dunk City. Anthony is in San Diego.
Who's in Fort Myers?
We got Dawn in Fort Myers. Are we going to Fort Myers this summer?
I don't know, man.
Come on.
Fort Myers, Florida. Home of Nick Roloff as well as Rochester. I got 3 homes. Rochester, New York, Dallas, Texas, and Fort Myers, Florida. Those are my 3 spots.
You keep saying you're going to bring Willie Fence to the fort. We got to make that happen.
I haven't been to Fort Myers in a while. I got to get back there, period. Dude, now, who comes with me?
A beach sounds so good.
That's up for grabs, too.
Beach sounds so good right now, man. I think they got direct flights from here to Fort Myers, if I'm not mistaken.
I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of Southwest in the Fort Myers airport, and there's an airport right near us that is exclusively Southwest, so works out.
Might have to make that happen. Jackson Lynch saying, I'm gonna be down at Fort Myers in 3 days. Everyone's going to Fort Myers this summer. Dennis Semble is in Chicago. Dwayne is in Davenport, Louisiana. Got the U.S. Open going on right now. Me and Nick are both big golf guys. Who's going to win the U.S. Open? Nick, it's looking like it's going to be, you should come back in 2 minutes, if you know what I mean. It's looking like Ricky Fowler's got a shot here. 8 under. He's having one of the best rounds of all time.
Yeah, Mr. Fowler here is nice little 8 under. In the U.S. Open right now, if he parred 18, would be a 62 because I believe this is a par 70. That would tie the lowest round in any U.S. Open ever. He already has the record for most birdies in a U.S. Open round of all time. The previous record was 8. He broke it with 9, and then he just made another birdie to make it 10. Imagine if he didn't have those 2 bogeys, Will. If he had a flawless round and be 10 under in a U.S. Open, it's
ridiculous
crazy.
that he's having like the best round in U.S. Open history, and he's only up 2.
And it's only going to be 1 because Schauffele just threw about a 6-foot dart on a par 3.
Unbelievable.
So
Schauffele's got to chill, man.
We got an absolute battle between Xander Schauffele and
Not
Ricky
to mention,
Fowler
Brooks Koepka hasn't even teed off yet.
I mean, yeah, and that is the funny thing. Like, we're seeing history being made at this U.S. Open, and we're not even through the morning tee times. Like, the entire afternoon still has to go off. So that's why I love LA golf, though, Will, and on any West Coast golf trips, because it is a night. You get night golf.
Right. It's very nice.
I would be able to turn it on at like 8 or 9 o'clock tonight, and golf would still be going on.
It's also like you can get out and play a morning round, and then you come back.
That's the best on the weekend.
The leaders haven't teed off yet. That's awesome. Ricky Fowler about to tee off on 18. Is that a par 3?
Well, this is number 9.
Oh,
he played the back
okay.
first.
I was going to say, I didn't think 18. Okay, I got you.
It is rare to see any 9 holes of golf, though, conclude with a par 3.
Yeah.
It's usually just a standard par 4 or par 5. But
all right, let's see what he does here.
If Ricky can just locate the green, 2-putt for a par, and put together an 8 under round to start his U.S. Open, that'd be something. One of the more entertaining players on tour.
right of the hole, 184 yards. He is going to have a lengthy putt. I think that's going to be a tough 2-putt.
Just get out of here with a 2-putt. Putter's been hot all day. Going to the clubhouse with likely the lead for the entire tournament. I would expect 8 under to hold up in a U.S. Open. Let's see what Schauffele does here, though.
Speaking of putting, is Schauffele's about to get within one of Ricky,
this is
unbelievable. Does. Oh, my gosh. Might be a 2-horse race after one day. So, do y'all remember that putt-off we did during the Masters, me and Jeremy Chuggs? We're bringing that back with Nick Roloff. In honor of the U.S. Open, me and Nick are going to face off. Every $100 we get in Super Chats, we're going to have a putt-off, and the loser has to do a beer bong. It got pretty feisty between me and Chuggs, and I think it might even get more competitive between me and Nick because we're kind of the two big golfers in the office. So if you want to get involved, help us get to $100 in Super Chats, you'll get to see some action between me and Nick Roloff. And can we push to that one graphic we had a little bit later? I think John Ruiz is about to be very happy. Very, very happy. Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. They take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're in the air, they're on the ground, they're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl. Because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number one. Hey, because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number one. Let's go, Jeremy Chuggs. Look at John Ruiz. Jeremy Chuggs, what's up, my man? Oh, that's awesome. Of course, Chuggs. Oh, we love producer Jeremy Chuggs. We also love Nick Roloff because he's doing the Heat channel for us. Nick, why should they subscribe?
Yeah, listen, if you guys are Miami Heat fans, I know that you guys are Dolphins fans, obviously. So if you have a like for the basketball team that just lost in the NBA Finals, unfortunately, we just kicked up a Miami Heat YouTube channel here at Chat Sports that yours truly is the host of, diehard Miami Heat fan. Hit that sub button. I'll throw it in the link. Pokey Green Ninja is in the chat.
Oh,
He's been watching all the videos. He's been in the live shows. I'll throw the sub link in there. We're also 10 subscribers away from 1,400. So if we get to 1,400 subscribers while we're live here today, I will go grab some tequila and I'll take a shot. So if you want to see me take a shot, hit that sub button on the Heat Report. I threw it in the chat. Listen, there's a lot going on around your Miami Heat. Bradley Beal, Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving.
Is Beal a Heatle?
I think Bradley Beal is a Heatle. So a lot to talk about on the Heat Report. So tune in. It's a lot of fun talking Miami Heat basketball. And if you guys joined in too, if you're Heat fans as long as Dolphins fans, good stuff.
Would you rather have Bradley Beal or Dame Lillard?
Well, I mean, if in a vacuum, I'm choosing Damian Lillard every time. Now, there is a lot that comes into play here. Like, Damian Lillard will cost significantly more.
Right.
Like, you might be able to get Bradley Beal for Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and one first-round pick.
Would you give up Hero for Beal?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know.
Beal
is
older.
Hero, man.
I get Beal is like 9-10 years older, but Bradley Beal is also a much more efficient scorer, a much more polished scorer, and is a better defender.
So, posted that sub link in the chat. If you're subbed, type subbed. Also, use hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat to get your questions in. We got a mailbag coming up around the corner. We're going to have our first mailbag just be a regular mailbag. The second mailbag going to be Jay Case!
Are you
with
kidding me?
$100 Super Chat putt-off time!
Holy
Jay
shit. Jay Case.
The celebration isn't over. I'm back! Mailbag question coming soon. Whatever question Jay Case submits on the mailbag, make sure to put that on screen. My guy Jay Case. And Jay Case, welcome to the 100 Club. Big deal here on Dolphins Today. You're going to get your own song about you since you submitted a $100 Super Chat. Jay Case, you got a favorite song? Seriously, we'll make it work. Like Chad Jones, we did his song to Tennessee Whiskey. Jay Case, you got a favorite song, a favorite artist? Let me know, and we'll make something work. You're getting your song. Jay Case, actually, you might be right.
J Case is a stud.
All right, J Case. Oh, we got another super chat.
Yes, we do. And it's also a first-time super chat from, hold on here, from Wanato. Hopefully I said that right. $2 super chat, first time ever, so shout out to you. Said, would you rather have Kyrie Irving or Damian Lillard? And I think that's another interesting question when it comes to your Miami Heat. If you are a fan of the Heat, I assume you are. And the reason why it's interesting is because Kyrie Irving is a free agent. So you could sign him. Now, likely because of contracts, it would have to be a sign-and-trade with Dallas. But a sign-and-trade with Dallas would not cost you that much. So you'd likely be able to retain Tyler Hero. So you could have a lineup of Kyrie, Hero, Jimmy, insert 4, Bam and Adebayo. Rather than if it's Dame, Jimmy, Bam, and a bunch of vet mins. But I think I would still lean Damian Lillard. More consistent player. We know he shows up in the postseason, and we just know what he can bring to the table. Kyrie Irving's too risky sometimes. He has a tendency to ruin whatever team he goes to.
J Case, I might be tripping. I don't know why I don't have your song written down here, but just let me know your fit. We're going to get you, whatever song you had prior, we're going to get you an even better song. 100%. Let me know your favorite artist, your favorite genre, your favorite song. We're going to make this work, J Case. I'm going to get you your song. I promise you, J Case. This guy just submitted $100 off the bat. Is he about to make that putt? No, but that's a hell of a round. All right, thanks to J Case. We got a putt off. You ready to rock and roll? We got the webcam ready. So the loser of this has to do a beer bong. And we're about to get rocking and rolling here, and the show hasn't even started yet. That's unbelievable. Shout out to J Case, man. J Case. All right, we got this webcam. Oh, see, this is going to look good. All right, so I'll go first, Nick.
Will is getting his stuff ready here.
So, if I make...
And you're only going to see the putt.
All right, here we go.
Here we go, though. Will, give us a little play-by-play.
So I'll line it up here. Try to get my headset kind of out of the way a little bit. Okay. All right, here we go.
I'm going to get a good read. I get a nice advantage going
Yeah,
second.
I'm giving him somewhat of an advantage here going second.
And we're doing total putts throughout the show, Will? Or just this one?
Every $100 in Super Chats, we do one putt.
Will's putt misses right.
I made the practice one.
Miss.
And then I missed that one.
Miss.
So now Nick goes.
Want to hold it here? It's a pretty good angle.
Yeah. So now Nick's going to go now. If he makes this, I have to do a beer bong, and the show hasn't even started yet.
So my secondary question, Will, is like if I make this, are you doing a beer bong, or are we just waiting until the end?
I'm doing a beer bong now.
Oh, okay. So what if we both miss?
We go again.
Okay.
And you'll go first this next time. Oh my gosh.
Ice in the veins.
See,
folks.
I unfortunately knew that I was in trouble once I missed that. So we're not even 15 minutes into the show, and I got Kurt rolling it in, says Kurt LaPlante.
Oh, now you guys get to see my pretty face.
J Case thinking of a song. We appreciate you, J Case. Feel like that's even cooler if y'all send me like what song you want your name in, like Chad Jones did. All right, here we go. This is unbelievable that I'm having to do this early. All right, I can't Tyler Jones this, man.
Just a great performance from Rolly there. Kurt says rolling it in. Yeah.
Next time I'm taking the headset off.
I can see that being a factor.
The cord was
I mean, I just made a putt there into a cup. 150 people watching, no nerves whatsoever. Just stepped up, nice smooth stroke.
See, I thought I was gonna get that break there, and there's no break.
There was no break.
There's
I just hit a nice little smooth putt right in the center of the heart. All right, Rick, finish out the round with a nice par and move on.
Ooh,
what a round from Mr. Rick.
What a round.
Oh, Will. Oh, boy. What's going on there?
Yikes.
Little spillage.
This is not easy. All right, we're chilling. I'm not trying to Tyler Jones.
Didn't you bring the other one in here?
Yeah.
Do both of them not have the piece at the end?
Oh, shoot. I guess not. That's not good.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Does the other one not have it?
It doesn't look like it. We can get by.
Do we have the Murbanga?
Yeah, I could probably go find that.
All right, we'll do that after this one. All right, here we go.
Chug, 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 chug. Oh, he's dipping. He's getting on himself. Will, keep it up.
Was it getting on me?
A little bit.
Oh,
you're lucky there wasn't too much left. You can't wrap it all the way around. Come on, Will.
I'm not a beer pong. I need the Murbanga. Bring me the Murbanga. Oh, my gosh. All right. Thanks to JK's, man. Thanks to JK's. $100 super chat. Kurt, you're not lying, bro. Oh, we got Jets King in the chat. JK's saying if you can remember the song for me, I'll surprise the whole chat. I think Jeremy Chugg. That's probably why I can't. I bet you Jeremy Chugg's the one that came up with that. I'm gonna text Chugs. I'm gonna text Chugs. We appreciate JK's. If you're a real Dolphins fan, be sure to like today's video. Right now, we have 150 people watching, but we're not even at 50 likes. Oh, thank God. We got the Murbanga now. I'll leave the other thing to you. Like the video. Let's get to 50 likes before we start today's show. Let's get to 50 likes before we start today's show. JK saying he might have something for the chat. I just asked Jeremy Chugs, man. We'll see. If you're a real Dolphins fan, be sure to like this video. All right, we just surpassed 50 likes. Nick, we ready to get rocking and rolling here with the show? Oh, did I move the Fanatics? I don't think I did. I'll do that now. Gonna get you guys a deal on a Jalen Ramsey jersey coming up. Just putting that in.
Big time show on deck.
Jalen Ramsey jersey. You can do
Dolphins fans answered the bell to get to 66 likes. You know, I actually want to talk about this more after the first segment, Will.
Okay.
I just want to get a nice little crowdsource before we get this started,
and
maybe I could go back to it after. Any Dolphins fans out there going to be nervous if DeAndre Hopkins signs with the New England Patriots today? He's visiting. He's been there for a while. No reports yet. A lot of interest from both sides.
I don't get why he would sign with the Patriots. I just don't understand it.
Need for a wide receiver one. They have the money that he wants.
They're going to pay him a lot of money, I guess. But why would he want to go play for Bill O'Brien?
Because he had his best years of his career with Bill O'Brien. I understand that.
He traded him. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like the video, just past 70 likes. We're about to get started with today's show. Let me know when that graphic is good rolling.
Yeah, still waiting here.
Let me try resyncing up.
Still waiting, and then we're good to go. Let's see.
Oh, we got a Jets fan in the chat talking. I don't think you can talk, man.
Not many people
The Jets have not been good for a very long time. The Jets missed the playoffs last year.
No one's really talking about.
You only beat us because Tua did not play. You're not relevant, Jets gang, until you make the playoffs.
And the Ramsey jersey's in, so we're good to go.
All right, excellent. All right, we're about to get started with today's show, talking about the latest Miami Dolphins news and rumors. Dolphins fans, I am Will Scott. You are watching Dolphins Today by Chat Sports. On today's show, we're getting you updates on Dalvin Cook and Christian Wilkins. There hasn't been a whole lot of new news on the Dalvin Cook front, but he did go on the Rich Eisen show earlier this week talking about kind of what he's looking for in a new team. Here's what he said. I want the value. I want somebody who values Dalvin Cook. I want somebody that wants me to be there and give me the ball. I just want to go into the right situation so I can help somebody win. Can the Dolphins give Cook what he wants? He wants a lot of money, apparently, but also he wants reps. And the Dolphins right now have a loaded running back room, and if they do bring in Cook, they could have a three-headed monster maybe, the running back position with him, A-Chain, or Mostert and Wilson. I don't think both Mostert and Wilson are back if they bring in Cook, but they could have really solid, really solid top three at the running back position. So I don't know if he's looking to go somewhere that maybe would guarantee that he's getting a lot of reps per game. I don't know if that'd be a guarantee necessarily in Miami with how much talent they have at that position. Here's what he also said. Like you said, Rich, the money is going to come. If you play good, they are going to pay you. I just want to go somewhere where it feels like home and help somebody win and just go be me. Just go turn it loose and look for a home. That's it. Dalvin Cook, who is from South Florida, says, I want to go somewhere where it feels like home. It certainly would feel like home in Miami because Miami is home. Thought that quote from Dalvin Cook was very interesting. And then, of course, you look at what he posted on Instagram last week. I do believe he wants to be a Dolphin. He also wants money. And reports are that he wants near $10 million per year, somewhere in that range. He was set to make $10.4 million in Minnesota this season. He wants to make somewhere close to that. But the offers that he has received, according to recent reports, have not exceeded $6 million. So there's this big gap right now between Dalvin Cook and between the teams that have been interested. I'm just going to go ahead and guess the Dolphins have been one of those teams that have perhaps reached out to Cook about coming to Miami. But Dalvin is not getting what he wants money-wise, which is why a week has gone by almost, and he still has not signed. How much should the Dolphins pay Dalvin Cook? Let me know down in the comment section. How much should Miami pay Cook? I'm okay with an $8 million deal per year, maybe 2 years, $16 million, somewhere in that range. $10 million per year might be a little bit much, but I'm going to reiterate what I said a few days ago. If money is what's the reason right now that he has not signed and he wants to be a Dolphin and the Dolphins want him, I feel like they're going to be able to work that out. Dalvin Cook deserves to get paid, though. I don't blame him for wanting what he wants. I think running backs in this league may be a little bit undervalued at times. I think he deserves more than $6 million per year. There's no question about that. He's been a top-tier back in the league for the last half decade, four-time Pro Bowler. I mean, you look at how consistent he has been year in and year out, and not to mention the last 2 years, he has not been fully healthy. Now he is fully healthy. He's ready to go. Doctors have cleared him. And I think Dalvin Cook is going to be hungry to put up the numbers we saw him put up in, let's say, 2020, where he had over 1,500 yards and 16 touchdowns. I think Dalvin Cook wants to get back to playing on that level. So, yeah, Dalvin deserves a bigger contract than what he's been offered so far, if those reports are correct. He's been offered $6 million per year, somewhere in that range. I think he deserves to get paid, but also Miami doesn't need to overpay him. Miami does not desperately need Dalvin Cook. I think they feel good about that running back room right now. Their top three backs being Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, Devon Achane in no particular order. So Miami is not in desperation mode like the Jets were with needing a quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. This is a lot different. Miami feels really good about this room. They do not need to overpay for Dalvin Cook. So if Cook wants to be a Dolphin, he might have to take a little bit less than he wants. Dalvin Cook's not a Dolphin yet. Jalen Ramsey is. And you can go get his jersey at chatsports.com/Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey jerseys on sale right now. Go and take advantage. Chatsports.com/Ramsey. The link in the comments and the description of today's video. Go and check out that link, chatsports.com/Ramsey. Let's get into the latest now on Christian Wilkins. Could an extension be on the horizon for the Dolphins' defensive tackle? Marcel Louis-Jacques of ESPN said this morning on ESPN.com. A contract extension between the Dolphins and Wilkins is a matter of when, not if. Both sides want to get a deal done. And it would appear Wilkins has the upper hand following an offseason full of extensions for defensive tackles across the league. Whenever a deal is reached, Wilkins will become the first-round pick under Dolphins GM Chris Grier to receive an extension. That's pretty crazy. The only other first-rounder to have his fifth-year option picked up, quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, will be eligible for an extension of his own next offseason. But the Dolphins are focused on Wilkins for now. So Marcel Louis-Jacques, the Dolphins reporter for ESPN, basically saying that a Wilkins extension is a matter of when, not if, it is going to get done. The question is when it will get done. Here is what he did last season. He's coming off the best season of his career. 98 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, 7 quarterback hits, 3.5 sacks for Wilkins in 2022. That 98 tackle number, pretty unprecedented for an interior defensive lineman. You just don't see guys with that many tackles at that particular position. Taking a look at what a Christian Wilkins extension could look like, I have him at 4 years, $70 million, $17.5 million average annual value. Total guaranteed is around $40 million to $45 million. I'll say $42 million for Christian Wilkins with my extension projection. That would make him a top 10 highest paid player at his position, which he deserves to be. Show Christian Wilkins some love. Type 94 down in the comments section. Christian Wilkins coming off a phenomenal year, and not only is he just outstanding on the field, but off the field as well, man. Just a great guy. We'd love to have him in Miami for a very long time. Taking a look at some extension candidates here. Christian Wilkins, I think that's going to get done. I think that should be the top priority. Zach Sealer, Robert Hunt, and Connor Williams, some other names to watch. All those guys are free agents after the conclusion of next season. Connor Williams held out in minicamp because he wants an extension. Even though he's only been on the Dolphins for 1 year, he's holding out. Don't love that. Robert Hunt and Zach Sealer, think you should extend those guys as well. But Wilkins needs to be the top priority when you're talking about an extension. This has to get done before anything else. I think you got to get a Christian Wilkins extension done and done soon. You have the money from the Byron Jones post-June 1 cut designation to make it work for this next year and for years to come. So I think you should give Christian Wilkins what he deserves, which is to be, money-wise, a top 10 highest-paid center in the National Football League. If Wilkins does get it extended, we're going to get you guys the video ASAP, so be sure to hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss any Dolphins news and rumors. Gerald Stokes, $50 super chat. Gerald Stokes. Looks like I'm going to make the home opener versus Denver. Who wants to meet up? First round is on me. Cheers. Gerald, that's outstanding. I'm going to be live for a watch party, but Gerald, we got to get some Dolphins fans here. We got to get some Dolphins fans in the chat to say they're going to come to that game with Gerald Stokes. $50 super chat. Shout out Gerald Stokes, man. And now we're just $49 away from me getting my revenge on Nick Roloff.
Yeah, but that won't be happening. Trust me, Will Scott. If we have another putt off, I will remain victorious.
I'm taking the headset off next time. That is going to make all the difference. I can promise you that. Shout out to Gerald Stokes, man. That's awesome. Oh, we got Aldo in the chat? That's crazy. Got a mailbag coming up. Hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat.
Gonna need a lot of questions.
We're going to need some more questions.
Only got about 6 total questions, and that's just flat out disappointing.
Xander got to 8.
I know. That's a little ridiculous. And he's a putt for birdie on 18. Need more questions, folks. Only have about 6, but the problem with the 6 questions is that there's so many questions about Dalvin Cook. So
we can have some questions about Dalvin Cook.
I don't want to have too many repeats,
not all the
though.
questions.
That's my thing. I don't want to have too many repeats.
Can be about Dalvin Cook.
So super chat or use hashtag Dolphins to get on the mailbag. We certainly need some more if we want to get through this. I trust the Dolphins fans will step up and get us through this, but I just want to give a reminder that we do need it.
Hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat to get your questions in. Got a mailbag coming up. Lots of rumors to discuss. And then later on the show, we're going to have a trade mailbag for you guys. You can submit your trade rumors questions on that part of the show. So if you have a trade rumor question, maybe save it for later on. All right, we got enough questions to get started? We can wait a little bit.
I think we gotta just wait a tad.
All right.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions. I'd like to have this be a longer mailbag for you guys. A little 10-minute mailbag.
We want to get most people on this mailbag. We want to get, and obviously the best way to get on the mailbag is super chatting. Super chat like Mo. Get on the show. Nick Roloff, when we had that super chat like Mo thing last week. Were you out there?
I was.
Yeah, so that
it's very loud.
That was kind of legendary. That was one of the more legendary moments we've had in recent memory. Cam Smith teeing off right now.
Cam Smith is getting ready to tee off. I can't believe Ricky Fowler sets records with most birdies in a U.S. Open, lowest round tied for
in major championship history, right?
In just U.S. Open history. And he's not even going to have the solo lead. What a joke. That is unbelievable. He might actually be in second place.
Those two are five shots clear of the lead.
I mean, I'm not going to speculate this is a 2-horse race because obviously it's the first day of the tournament.
And Koepka's not teed off yet.
Plus Scheffler, Shambo, big names behind them.
Oh, Sam Bennett's teeing off right now. You'd love to see it.
But Fowler and Scheffler, we could be in for a weekend duel.
Hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat to get your questions in. Kurt LaPlante knows the drill. Super Chat like Mo, get on the show. If Mo shows up in Super Chats, I can promise you I'm going to say that more times than I did last week. Super Chat like Mo, get on the show. Super Chat to get your questions in on the show. Dolphins fans, I am Will Scott. You're watching the Dolphins Today mailbag. We are taking your questions during our Thursday live show. So if something happened and you're like, wait a minute, Will, this already happened. Well, that's because we're filming on Thursday. I believe this is going out. We got to restart it. $150 super chat from who? From who? Chad Jones! Super chats as smooth as Tennessee whiskey! As sweet as strawberry wine! He's a legend here on Dolphins Today! He's super chatting all the time! Wait, Jeremy Toys, come here. Wait. Who? Wait. Who?
Chad Jones!
Who?
Chad Jones!
Super chats as smooth as Tennessee whiskey, as sweet as strawberry wine. He's a legend here on Dolphins Today. He's super chatting and he's Venmoing all the time. Chad Jones. Who? Chad Jones. We love you, Chad. We love you, Chad. Oh, that's iconic. That's legendary, man. I did a beer bong earlier. Didn't go too well. Chad Jones, $150 saying, I'm late, but I'm here. What's going on? Trades and left guard, right tackle. Chad, that's going to be the first.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll open up our mailbag. We can do the putt off after the mailbag. Let's do the mailbag, and then we'll do 2 putt offs.
$300.
Yeah, well, we could. Yeah, we
I'm
could.
about to take the lead on Nick Roloff. Let's go.
You'll be down 3-0.
I don't think so. I'm giving you the headset while I putt. That's going to make all the difference. That was legendary. That was iconic. Shout out Chad Jones. All right, we got to restart our mailbag. Oh, I love this show. Dolphins fans, I am Will Scott. You are watching the Dolphins Today mailbag. We're taking your questions during our Thursday live show. So if something happened, you're like, wait a minute, Will, you're talking about Dalvin Cook. He's already signed somewhere. Well, that's because we're filming this on Thursday. I believe this is going out over the weekend. With trades and breakdown left guard and right tackle. So I do believe that Dolphins could make a trade. I think it's more likely that they trade somebody away than trade for somebody. Some names to watch there. I would say Ced Wilson is a prime trade candidate because the Dolphins can save $7 million moving him. 2 other names to watch, Jeff Wilson or Raheem Mostert. If you were to sign Dalvin Cook, I don't really see a world where both of those guys are back. Left guard, It could be Liam Eichenberg. It could be Isaiah Wynn. You have some options there. I think you should sign Dalton Risner, though, and start Isaiah Wynn at right tackle. I think that fixes your offensive line. They could sign another right tackle. I don't know if they will. I will say this. If Wynn plays left guard, if that's the plan to have Wynn play left guard, which he is taking snaps there, so it's possible, then, yeah, I think they need some more depth at offensive tackle. Maybe DJ Fluker is a name to watch there. Taylor Lewan also still out there and available. Dan the Fins man, thanks for the question, saying, sign Ndamukong Suh. This is interesting. A couple of y'all have been hitting me up about this. He's still out there and available. He's probably one of the top defensive tackles still available in free agency. And, of course, we're familiar with him because he was a Dolphin from 2015, 2017. Played for the Eagles last year. He was released by Miami in 2018. He signed that massive 6-year contract and then was released after 3 seasons with the Fins. Again, played last season with the Eagles, but just appeared in 8 games. I'm all for bringing Ndamukong Suh back to the 305. I think it makes a lot of sense. He's going to be cheap. You're familiar with him. He's played for the organization. I think for the most part he enjoyed his time in Miami, and you certainly need some depth at defensive tackle. You could use him, veteran presence you could have in the locker room. Do you think the Dolphins should sign Ndamukong Suh? Type S for sign or type P for pass. Down in the comment section, it's the pinned comment, so go and reply when you get a second. Should the Dolphins sign Ndamukong Suh? Go down in the comment section, chime in. Sherry May saying it, take care of Wilkins, address Sealer. Anything new on Connor Williams? We haven't heard anything. His agent, Drew Rosenhaus, was asked about it. He didn't comment on it earlier this week. I'm with you, Sherry. Wilkins has to be the top priority. I understand Connor Williams is the one holding out, but Wilkins deserves to get paid. Wilkins has played for this organization for 4 years. Connor Williams played for this organization for 1 year. He's played 1 year at his position. Wilkins should be the top priority. And I'm with you as well. I think Zach Sealer should also be a priority here when you're talking about extensions. Connor Williams, I think an extension should get done, but I think there's some other guys that deserve to get paid first. Poke Grinja 39. If the Dolphins can't extend Williams, what is a possible trade idea? That's a great question. I don't know. You really don't see centers get traded very often. I look at a guy like Matt Hennessy in Atlanta. Nick, you cover the Falcons. You care to hop on here and comment on maybe Matt Hennessy being a trade target?
Matt Hennessy is an interesting name. He's actually slated to be the starting left guard for Atlanta this year because they're going with the second-year man Drew Dahlman at center. So Hennessy's moving to left guard rather than center. But it is interesting that he could be available for trade. I haven't thought about it until now. But the Falcons did draft Matthew Bergeron out of Syracuse in the second round of this year's draft with plans of playing him at left guard for the future. So maybe if he does get ready earlier than expected, Hennessy could be on the market.
That's very interesting. And I remember talking about Matt Hennessy as a trade target last offseason because he was really good 2 years ago but lost his job to Dahlman, who was a rookie at the time. And Dahlman's really good as well. So they have 2 good centers on that roster. Matt Hennessy, I think he's more of a center than a guard. So I would look at maybe Matt Hennessy. I think you could get him for maybe a 5th or a 6th. Is that a realistic asking price?
Yeah, I would imagine that it's probably accurate. Backup center / starting left guard that hasn't had a lot of experience there. Makes sense.
I think Matt Hennessy would be really, really good. Kurt LaPlante. Darth Cater is going to be a beast next year. Backfield, amazing. I'm with you, Kurt LaPlante. When you look at all these articles from people that don't cover the Dolphins necessarily, talking about breakout candidates from across the league, you see guys like, let's say, Nico Collins of the Texans or Desmond Ridder with the Falcons or you name it. I've seen Kader Kohu be in that conversation as a guy that could really break out in year 2. He was fantastic, one of the best rookie corners last year, made a couple all-rookie teams. So, yeah, I think he's going to be fantastic. Backfield, if you're talking about the running back position, yeah, I think that's really good. It could be better, though, if you get Dalvin Cook. Jay Case, one of our Super Chat MVPs from today, man. We appreciate you. What are your thoughts on who will be our wide receiver 3? Braxton Berrios or Chosen Anderson? I'm going to say neither, Jay Case, believe it or not. I'm going to say Cedric Wilson. I think Cedric Wilson is going to be much better this year, get a lot more involved. He's looked good at OTAs in camp, apparently. Now, so is Berrios and Anderson. I mean, Anderson's probably been the third best receiver thus far in the offseason. I would say Ced Wilson, just because I think that they're going to want to get him a lot more involved after the numbers dipped last year. But Chosen Anderson's name to watch there as well. Colin, thanks for the question. Can the Miami Dolphins sweep the Buffalo Bills because of the away game being in Buffalo so early? 2 will have 40-plus touchdowns. Yeah, the Bills complained about having to play in the Miami Heat last year in September, so they're coming to Miami now in December. Dolphins are going there in September. So I guess it's a win-win for both teams. If you're the Dolphins, you don't have to play in the snow again after playing in the snow twice last year. And if you're the Bills, who blamed that loss on the sun the entire season, they couldn't stop talking about it, then, yeah, I think it's a win-win for both teams. But, yeah, I think the Dolphins could sweep the Bills. I think the Dolphins are the better team. Why do I say that? The Dolphins went into Buffalo. We're this close to beating the Bills in the playoffs with Skylar Thompson as their quarterback. That's number one. Since then, the Dolphins have gotten a lot better. The Bills have regressed. Bills may be dealing with some drama right now with Stephon Diggs. The Dolphins are the better team. Miami sports fans, it's all about the U. This Connor Williams situation is concerning. I agree. Sign Ben Jones. Ben Jones is probably the best center still out there and available in free agency. So if you go to Connor Williams and you're like, all right, we're going to give you a 1-year extension. We're going to give you a raise for this next year as well. And Connor turns that down. No, you can't overpay Connor Williams, who's played 1 year at his current position. Definitely exceed expectations there. Proved me wrong in a lot of regards. But I just don't think you can overpay. So if Connor Williams does not sign extension and does not report to minicamp, you got to move on. Maybe look at Ben Jones as a possible option there. Do you think the Dolphins should sign Ben Jones to be the new starting center, who's been one of the best centers in the league for the last 5 years or so? Type yes or no down in the comments section. Y for yes in for no. Paul 5486 asking, what are some potential veteran defensive linemen Miami could pursue? I'll give you 2 names right now. Name number 1 being Akeem Hicks. He's one of my top targets here for the Dolphins. In fact, if you go back and watch my free agent targets video from about 2 weeks ago, he was top 5. Number 2, Ndamukong Suh. I think Ndamukong Suh is a name to watch there as well. I think Akeem Hicks might be a little bit more realistic. I think both guys will be relatively cheap given their age, but I'd rather have Akeem Hicks. Ruski 23-7, we appreciate you. If the rumors about Leonard Fournette, should the Dolphins pursue him or try to get a different free agent running back? Leonard Fournette's not going to be a Dolphin. Leonard Fournette said the Dolphins have the best roster in the league, and I kind of agree with him when you look at just how talented the roster is on both sides of the ball. That doesn't mean he wants to be a Dolphin. Obviously, people are going to read into that and say, oh, he wants to come to Miami, and he might, but it doesn't mean that he wants to be a Dolphin. But even if he does want to come to Miami, the Dolphins are not going to sign Leonard Fournette. I think he can still be a productive back, but if you're going to sign a running back when you kind of don't need one, it should be Dalvin Cook, because that would be swinging for the fences. Marcos, we appreciate the question. Would you rather have Raheem Mostert or Leonard Fournette? Raheem Mostert, 10 times out of 10. And I say that, as many of you know, I'm an LSU fan. Some of y'all were calling me out for it, my LSU shirt, that short the other day. I'm an LSU fan. I love Leonard Fournette. If you've watched my at-home videos from my at-home studio, there's literally a Leonard Fournette signed picture frame in that setup. I love Lenny. Playoff Lenny. I'm so happy you won a ring. That being said, Raheem Mostert is the better running back right now. Now, if the Dolphins did not re-sign Mostert, then yeah, I think Leonard Fournette would make some sense, but you already have a crowded running back room. Be sure to subscribe for more Dolphins news and rumors, and if you missed this mailbag, DM me on Twitter at WillScott44. You can ask me there. Who? Chad Jones. We appreciate Chad Jones, so it's time for revenge. Me and Nick Roloff going back at it. 2 putt-offs coming up right now. Who? Chad Jones. Hey, Patrick Seaman, you want to do some play-by-play here? Me and Nick are about to do a putt-off. All right, here we go.
What are you guys
Oh,
doing?
so he beat me last time. So we're doing a putt-off. I'm going to putt into that shot.
You gotta get out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
Stand over there.
All right. What's going on, Dolphins fans? Putt off live from the U.S. Open. Shout out to Chad Jones. I love this setup right now.
Here we go.
Will Scott.
I need this so bad.
This is the first of 2.
Will Scott on the 18th green.
I'll go first in the second one.
He's getting the practice strokes in. He looks locked in here, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host of Dolphins Today. The putt is up, and he drills it. Will Scott.
Needed it.
He is fired up, ladies and gentlemen. Will Nick Roloff be able to answer is the question. I don't know. I saw some adjustments. Yeah, you guys saw that? A little bit of an adjustment right there from Willie Fins. I don't know. All right. It's getting a little tense here in the studio. Nick Roloff, chance to answer. Will Scott drilled the first putt. Cool, calm, and collected like always. Nick Roloff on the 18th green. The putt is up. And he sinks it ice cold. Ice cold. Will is. We got overtime here at the U.S. Open. Nick Roloff going first this time. A little fugazi stuff going on. Here we go. Nick Roloff. The putt is up.
Oh, that's not enough.
It's off right. Nick Roloff off right.
Let's go.
Will Scott with a chance to put him away right now for the victory. He's looking like Ricky Fowler out there right now, ladies and gentlemen. Oh! No! Oh, no! Oh, no! No! Oh, no! Oh, no! 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 Oh, no! What is going on?
That was electric.
Let's go!
From the webcam.
From the webcam. All righty, ladies and gentlemen. That was your U.S. Open putt-off featuring Will Scott.
We're going to a playoff. We're going to a playoff. That's practice to a playoff. Aldo! $200 super chat. $200 super chat. Who will have a better record next year, Dolphins or Jets? We have Jets fans hating in the chat. They forgot where their team has been the last 5 years. You're not kidding, man. When's the last time they won a playoff game? It's actually been longer for us. Forget I said that. Aldo, we appreciate you, man. That's 2 more putt-offs. So we got, what, 4 more? Oh, my gosh. Well, the one we did, we got to go to overtime for. We got to go to overtime. Jay Case with the eyes emoji. Oh, that was electric. That was electric. That was unbelievable. From the webcam.
Yeah, the webcam reaction was something out of this world.
Oh, my gosh.
I'll say that. Something out of this world. Holy shit.
We just surpassed $500 in super chats. That's unbelievable. That's outstanding. Outstanding.
All right, you want to finish these off?
Yeah, let's do it. You go first.
No, you got to go.
I got to go? All right.
Well, because
We're
of
going back to the webcam here?
Yeah, because of it's the overtime. So I'll hold my mic. Here's the putter.
I hit my knee on the putter during the Aldo celebration.
So, sorry for the camera work, folks, but here we go. This is the first. This is the first overtime.
From the second putt off.
For the first putt off.
Well, the second total did that.
Yeah, second total. First. This is an overtime putt. He looks like
if I make this, I win the.
Yeah, it looks like you're aiming really far left. So we'll see how Will does here. You see the stroke. It's up and you missed it way right.
Oh, I almost ricocheted.
Honestly, you should lose for hitting that.
No.
All right, go to the putt off here. Third overtime. He's still aiming way left. It's interesting strategy from Will Scott, playing for a big-time left-to-right breaker. And this one is also pushed to the right. And Will Scott is in danger of losing his bet. Another one. Take it here.
That was a rough sequence for me.
feel all very confident making this putt here.
Oh! That's no good!
What do you mean?
That's no good!
Hit the back.
You gotta put it in! You gotta put it in! You gotta put it in!
This is ridiculous.
You gotta put it in!
This seems like a rigged job. I made
You
it.
gotta put it in!
I made it.
Nope. You gotta put this thing in.
Thing's moving. Down.
Third overtime.
Thing was moving. I made it.
Oh no! Oh no!
I literally
That's
made.
a shame.
I made it twice, and it literally. I don't even
watch
know.
how it's done. Watch how it's done.
I made it twice. It hit the dead center of the cup twice.
Watch how it's done.
How does that? You missed it.
I missed it. I missed it. I missed it.
This is
I will
rigged.
acknowledge my miss.
This is absolutely rigged. This is rigged for multiple reasons here, and it's absolutely because I hit the center of the cup twice and it just didn't go in. All right, Will Scott here in the fourth overtime. Must make, because I'm going to make it next time after I've been shadow banned, and he pushed it right.
Oh,
No
my
good.
God.
No good. No good.
Okay. This is ridiculous. We gotta have tape or something on that thing.
Yeah, I mean it's getting too difficult out here.
We're getting this is like LA Country Club greens.
All right. Here we go. Boom!
That's in.
Boom!
I'm 2 down. Unbelievable.
We'll just do one more here and then we'll do something later because we should probably move on to the next segment.
All right.
This is another one.
Okay. This is a must make for me. This is a must make for me.
Will Scott with a must make. Already down 2 today. Cannot go down 3. Here's the putt. It's up, but he missed it. He missed it right. Poor showing from Willie Finns.
This is horrendous.
Must make this one in the first overtime. Here's the putting stroke. The stroke, pure, up, no good.
That's no good?
No good. No good from Willie Finns. No good. And Will could go down a third beer bong with a make here from me. Onions. Onions. Absolute onions. And now Willie Finns has to do 2 more beer bongs. 2 more beer bongs. This is what we call an electric factory, folks. An electric factory. Let's go, fellas.
Unbelievable.
Will Scott is in shambles. There's one, I guess. He really. Holy shit! Ced Oh! Holy shit!
Super chats as smooth as Tennessee whiskey, as sweet as strawberry wine. He's a legend here on Dolphins Today. He's super chatting all the time. Who? Chad Jones and JK.
JK!
You know what? I believe you, my guys. Let's go. Willie Finns for JK's song. Okay, wait. Jake is saying Mike Jones who? Wait, JK's. Wait, what if we do a... do you like Mike Jones, JK's? Because Jake just gave me an idea.
I know. I have a song for JK.
What's your song for JK's?
JK's You Beat the Race, the TK song.
Sing it.
I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. But like
Jake
Jake
Case, she beat the race?
Yeah. If you know what take is.
Boot for 1,000?
I think.
Hey, I've been told if we get to 1,000 super chats, Jeremy Chuggs is doing a boot. Jeremy Chuggs is doing a boot. If we can get to 1,000, we're at 100 away.
If we get to 1,500, or if they really want to do it, we get to 1,500 boot in the suit.
Oh! 1,500 is boot in the suit, and we're already over halfway there.
1,500 boot in the suit.
Wait,
boot in the suit.
What was your song idea?
TK did the race. I think it's called The Race by TK.
The race?
Yeah.
It's 21 Savage, yeah.
I don't know if you could hear it without getting it on. Maybe that might have to be a thing we do on the next show for JK.
That might have to be something to do. JK's, it's coming. We're going to come up with a song. And if you have a favorite song in mind, JK's, we're going to get you something. We appreciate JK.
Oh, we got Mr. Bossman.
We got the Bossman.
We got Mr. Bossman. Mr. Chad Jones says
Jones went crazy, man.
Chad Jones says he wanted me to read his super chat. Redemption for Will, you're supposed to be quiet, Nick.
Yeah, Nick, you were talking during my backswing.
I don't know what to tell you.
You were talking during my backswing.
Gotta get mentally stronger on those
I couldn't stay locked in. I couldn't stay locked in.
Gotta get mentally stronger on those putts.
So, Brett,
be ready
do we need
for
a certain
anything.
number for the shot fund? Or are we doing it now?
I heard 1,000.
1,000.
1,000.
No, I'm told if we get to $1,000 in super chats, which we are $99 away. We got Bossman Brett. He's going to do a shot fund. Producer Jeremy Chuggs is going to come do a boot. So we're almost there.
100
we're
away.
Almost there. JK's just sitting at 100. So we're almost there.
I guess Venmo counts too.
How many more putt-offs do we have to do?
Too many to think about.
I hope I beat you, man, or I'm going to need an Uber with all these beer bongs.
Chad Jones tells me to get kicked off the green.
Yeah, poor golf etiquette here.
I didn't say anything.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You're right, though. Mentally, I got to get in the zone. I'm 0 for 3.
I'm dialed in right now on the putter sinkers.
We have a cup set up over there. Yeah. But it's giving us some problems. We need to have some tape or you have some duct tape or something.
Just giving you problems.
It won't work. Well, you've been screwed a couple times too.
I should be 7 for 8 on putting.
Well,
Another segment or what?
we got
have
two
two
more
more.
segments.
Oh, I'm sure we can get to 1,000.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I don't even know where we're at with the putting.
I think we've done 3 total.
I think
we have 6 more. We owe them 6.
I think we should start doing, if we go to overtime, instead of overtime, it goes on to the next one and it's double or nothing.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Instead of doing 6 individual ones,
it's going to take long.
If we don't make it on the first putt for each of us and it goes in OT, it just gets doubled.
Yeah, I like that.
Instead of having to do 6 individual ones, because we might be here for a year.
Yeah, that might take a while. Chad and Jay Case, we appreciate you guys, man.
My goodness.
That's unbelievable.
You want to do trade candidates and then we'll circle back?
Let's do trade candidates. Let's do trade candidates. Jake Zahn. Jake Zahn. Shout out to my guy Jake in the chat right now. I was just hanging out with him in Austin, Texas. We had a good time on Friday. We had a good time, man. Willy Ritz. All right. We got a trade candidate segment coming up right now. Dolphins fans, I am Will Scott. You're watching Dolphins Today. We're going to talk about some trade candidates on today's show. Who could the Dolphins look to trade here before the start of the season? I want to hear from y'all first, though. Who should get traded on the Dolphins? Is it Ced Wilson? Is it Raheem Mostert? Somebody else? We're going to talk about some of those guys coming up right now. But for now, chime in down below in the comment section. Who should get traded? I think Cedric Wilson, a lot of y'all are going to be saying him because he just did not get involved last season. We'll get to his numbers here in a second. But number 2, you look at his contract, you can save $7 million by trading him. And that's something that I think the Dolphins would certainly be intrigued by. We heard a few weeks ago, maybe a few months ago at this point, that they were exploring some trade options for Ced Wilson. Ced responded to trade rumors earlier this month saying he wants to remain in Miami. Taking a look at the last 2 seasons for Cedric Wilson. He had that breakout season in Dallas in 2021 where he had 45 receptions, 602 yards, 6 touchdowns. He then signed a 3-year, $21 million deal with the Dolphins, but only had 12 receptions for 136 yards last year, no touchdowns. This guy was non-existent in most games. And you look at his situation. When he signed with the Dolphins, he was expecting to be wide receiver 2. They go out and they get Tyreek Hill, and then he's bumped back to wide receiver 3, but he wasn't even that last season in Miami. That was Trent Sherfield. Ced Wilson, certainly a prime trade candidate. I would actually prefer to keep him because I've seen that he can be good in the NFL. We saw that in Dallas 2 years ago. We know the potential is there, and I believe that Ced Wilson is going to get more involved this season and should get more involved. Could be wide receiver 3. I know a lot of y'all are saying Braxton Berrios or maybe Chosen Anderson's wide receiver 3. I still think it can be Ced Wilson even after a disappointing season last year. Do you think the Dolphins should trade Ced Wilson, type T for trade or type K for keep? Down in the comment section. Go down in the comment section and let me know. Jeff Wilson Jr. is someone else that could get moved. I especially think this is likely if the Dolphins do in fact sign Dalvin Cook. Here's what Bleacher Report said about Jeff Wilson being a trade candidate. With A-Chain in the fold, Miami already has a surplus of complementary backs behind Mostert. Not all of them will make the 53-man roster. Unfortunately for Miami, Wilson is probably the only one with any real trade value. Getting a 5th-round pick back for him wouldn't be unrealistic for the Dolphins. I'm going to disagree. I think a 5th-round pick for Jeff Wilson is not realistic. I mean, look no further than a few weeks ago, in the last few weeks, I should say, with Dalvin Cook, the Vikings could not trade him. All right, if the Vikings would have gotten a 5th-round pick, they would have traded him. They didn't even get a 5th-round pick for Dalvin Cook. So if Dalvin Cook's not getting a 5th-round pick, now granted, the contracts look a lot different. But I don't think getting a 5th-round pick for Jeff Wilson is realistic. Sure, you look at what they gave up to get him at the deadline. That was a 5th-round pick, but I don't think the value's that high anymore. What is Jeff Wilson's trade value? I'm saying 6th or a 7th, but let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. What is Jeff Wilson's trade value? Probably pretty similar to Raheem Mostert. He's next up on our trade candidates list here. And Raheem had a decent year last year in his first year in Miami. He's coming off that gruesome injury to San Francisco, came back, looked sharp. Nearly 900 rushing yards last season, was the Dolphins' leading rusher, 4.9 yards per carry. That's a pretty solid number with 3 touchdowns last season. So I like Raheem Mostert. However, there's no way that you get Dalvin Cook and Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson both remain on this team. One of those guys would have to be moved. Neither of those guys are going to be content with being RB3 or RB4. So I think one of those guys would have to get moved here if you were to sign Dalvin Cook, which the Dolphins continue to be the favorites, at least the betting favorites, to land Dalvin at this point. Now, we bring you daily Miami Dolphins coverage, so be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want more Dolphins news and rumors. We're the #1 Dolphins YouTube channel, just surpassed 42,000 subscribers. We really appreciate all of you for your support. Let's talk about Noah Igbinoghene. I would be very surprised if he was on this roster to start the season. He's had a disappointing first couple of years in the league. First-round pick for the Dolphins out of Auburn in 2020. His 5th-year option did not get picked up, not a surprise. He's been one of the worst-graded corners in the league, and the Dolphins have a lot of depth at corner. Kader Kohou was a pleasant surprise last year. They drafted Cam Smith. They brought back Nick Needham. They really do not have room for Igbo on this football team. But when you're talking about Igbo as a trade candidate, we have to ask this question. Does he have any trade value? I mean, I'm not trying to clown the guy, but I just don't know if Igbo has any trade value at this point. I think it'd be a miracle if you got a 7th-round pick for him. But let's say, and we're going to have a cut candidates video probably sometime next week. Spoiler alert, he's going to be on that as well. But let's say they don't want to cut him because of the dead cap. They try to trade him. Minnesota might be a team to watch there. You might get lucky and get a 6th or a 7th-round pick for him. Jerome Baker is next up on my list here. Now, why is Jerome on here? because he's been somewhat inconsistent for you at the inside linebacker position. Plus, you would save nearly $9 million trading Jerome Baker. Now, why I don't think he's going to get traded is because the inside linebacker position is somewhat of a question mark at this point. If anything, you need more depth here. Your two starters there right now going to be Jerome Baker and David Long. You have Duke Riley. You re-signed him in for agency. Channing Tindall, hopefully he gets more involved. If Channing Tindall was more proven, I think that would make it somewhat realistic for Jerome Baker to be traded. I still think it's possible. But if Jerome Baker gets traded here, that could open up the door for Channing Tindall to start maybe in his second year, the third-round pick out of Georgia. It was actually the Dolphins' first pick in the 2022 draft. Also want to bring up that Aubrey Miller has been looking really, really good as a UDFA. That's worth noting. He has been absolutely fantastic here at OTAs and at camp. You also have Mitchell Agudi, the UDFA from Miami, that could be maybe a long shot to make this roster. Revisiting our trade candidates here, Ced Wilson, Jeff Wilson Jr., the two Wilsons. A lot of y'all have been commenting, just trade both Wilsons. It could happen. Raheem Mostert, again, I don't see those guys getting traded unless you sign Dalvin Cook. If Dalvin Cook signs, I think one of those two guys gets traded. No Igbinoghene and Jerome Baker. Those are my top 5 trade candidates on the Dolphins right now. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're going to continue to have you covered with all Dolphins news and rumors. John! $100 Super Chat. Welcome to the 100 Club. John Jerbing, $100. Everybody spam John in the chat. Everybody spam John in the chat. John. Do you have a favorite song? Do you have a favorite song, John? We want to give you a song. Do you have a favorite song? John and J-Case are getting songs for joining the 100 Club today. That's outstanding.
John is just an absolute stud. Push it over that 1K mark.
Let producer Jeremy Chuggs know and let Brett Scott know. We have surpassed $1,000 in Super Chats today. That is outstanding. That is outstanding. Shout out to John. Oh, that's awesome.
Let's go, John.
John. All right, we're going to have producer Chucks come in a second. We got a Raiders cut right now. Jeremy's saying he's going to come after the Raiders cut. We'll have Brett come a little bit later on as well. We might get into our let's do a putt off right now.
Okay.
And then let's do the trade mailbag.
And then we'll close out everything at the end.
Yes.
Sounds like a plan.
How about Marshall? How about this roll off? When was your last time on Dolphins Live? Like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
But
it was right before
the last time before that was like a long time ago.
Well, I don't think I've ever done a Dolphins Live.
This is how we get down, man.
Yeah.
It can get crazy on Dolphins
Wait,
Today
maybe
Live.
I have. I don't remember the last time I was on a Dolphins Live. I remember
Probably
I was on
during
it a couple
football
weeks
season.
ago.
You're on some watch parties with us.
Well, I know watch parties, but actual weekly Dolphins Live, I am not too sure. But I do remember being on 2 or 3 weeks ago when the Celtics and Heat were playing in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Outstanding.
So.
Outstanding. All right, we got another putt-off coming up.
Yep.
This is it's double or nothing now if we get in
If we go to OT.
overtime. Right. I like that.
All right. Do you want me to go first or do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I gotta get in the zone here.
I'll do some play-by-play here with the producer mic. Will Scott must make, if I'm going to be honest, because then it either is a beer bong for him or we're going to OT where it's worth 2. So this is a pretty massive putt for Willy Fins here. See if he gets it done. Will lines up. He even gets a little practice stroke. Nice and smooth. Now, let's see what he does.
This is a must-make for me.
Must make for Will. The stroke is up, and it looks good. Oh, no good!
Too hard.
Misses right. And now it's either double or nothing, or he's taking a beer bong again.
Got to be joking.
Oh, Willy Fins is in trouble.
I thought that was gold
Willy Fins is in trouble. What is? I don't know what you're doing down there. It looks sketchy.
I'm not. You can align it however.
Yeah, you did some shenanigans. That's all I know.
Some shenanigans from Will. You're screwed.
Yep.
Dude, what horrible camera work though.
Was that bad camera
Not
work?
getting good camera work.
I'm in shambles. All right, we do one more right now.
Yeah, and then we got 3 left. I'll start first. I'll put you in a hole again. You've already got 1 beer bong left, another one on the way. Putting stroke, just 2 pier, don't even care. Quickly fire in, good. Come on, Will. Step up the game, kid. I hate to embarrass a man like this on his own show.
This is just horrendous. This is horrendous. Let's get this straightened out a little bit, Roland. All right, it's time to lock in.
Will's adjusting it for no reason because he's still going to miss.
It's time to lock in.
Will, you know you got 2 beer bongs if you miss this, right?
It's time to lock in.
You see the stroke and then you'll watch it miss too.
It's time to lock in! I'm not messing around. I'm warmed up.
All right, double or nothing. Here we go.
I'm warmed up now. Let's go.
You know, this is actually good, though, because now we only have 3 left after this.
I'm warmed up. It's time to get rolling here.
Willy Fins, what has he got in the tank? Oh, he towed it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Will. Crack me up.
That
kid.
was bad.
Oh, man.
You can miss this, Rolly. I'm all right with double overtime.
Yeah, I'll win. Oh, Will is in shambles.
This is just unbelievable.
This
This
is
is unbelievable.
You can see him pouring up the drinks, quickly chugging. Look at this. Doesn't even care for the audience. He's so just ashamed of himself for not being able to win that he quick triggers a beer chug. Unbelievable. This guy. Do another. How many you got now?
I liked it better when I was facing Jeremy.
You got 2 more?
Yep.
Will, I think you just got to hit the putt. You've been working on your swing so much. Just start
See,
figuring out
that's
the
been
putting.
problem. That's been the problem. I've been working on the swing. I've not been on the green.
There's a second. He's got 1 more after this, and then we got boss man Brett coming in for a beer shotgun for crossing 1,000. Shout out to John for pushing us across the finish line.
Oh, my goodness.
1 more?
Yep.
All right. How many putts do we have left after this? 3 or 2? Think 3. Okay.
We just passed it down.
Yeah.
Does Will need a break? You know, to do some content before we get
We
to
just
this
got
last
one.
here?
We've got one last segment. He's good. We'll push through this, get the beer shot fun, do the last one, and then we'll close out the show with a boot in 3 putt-offs. Tell you waste no motion from when it's poured into the beer Murbanga to when it actually touches your lips. It's like a quick trigger, man. Oh, that's a deep chug. You good there?
Where's the trace? We're trying to make
Shots.
Oh.
All right, we got Boss Man Brett coming
Welcome on, Boss Man Brett.
Doing shot fun. It's like a shotgun, but it's actually like, see, it's in like an actual, not an actual gun, fake gun. It's just so we're very clear there. Here we go. Ready, set, go.
Chug, 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 chug.
There we go. Shout out to Boss Man Brett. Outstanding. We're going to bring Jeremy Chugs on here in a second. That's outstanding. Can you hand me a paper towel there?
Yeah. I think my monitor just shut off. I don't know what's going on.
We still have a segment to do. Yeah, I'm good. All right. We got one last segment here. Trade mailbag. Get your trade ideas in using hashtag Dolphins. Oh, your monitor turned off? Outstanding. I'm good, Sherry May. I appreciate it. I'm honestly more upset about
I have a real question.
The losing to Nick.
Are you guys embarrassed of Will's performance?
I'm embarrassed, so y'all can say it. I'm embarrassed.
Which is fair. I mean, you're 0 for 5?
I think 0 for 4.
No, it's 0 for 6. So we have 4 left.
We have 4 left or we have 3 left?
3 left. So 0 for
left.
7, actually.
0 for 7.
Even worse.
Wonderful.
I don't want to rub it in.
It's all right. I'm gonna bounce back here. I'm gonna bounce back.
That's what I like to hear. You got to have that mentality.
I gotta have a short memory here. Not easy to do. All right. Jake, you can't call me Willy Putz anymore, unfortunately. Dolphins fans, it's our first Trade Rumors mailbag of the year. I am Will Scott. You're watching Dolphins Today. We'll get into your trade ideas here in a second, but first, make sure you're subscribed to the channel because we bring you year-round coverage of the Miami Dolphins. Be sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any coverage of your Miami Dolphins. Carter Reimer, one of our real ones here on the channel. We appreciate his support of the show. He's got a trade idea for us here. Dolphins receive Isaiah Simmons, the linebacker from the Arizona Cardinals, who has been in some trade rumors. The Cardinals receive Ced Wilson, a 2024 4th-round pick, and a 5th-round pick next year as well. I should say Isaiah Simmons, one of the better linebackers in terms of young inside linebackers in the league. Nearly 100 tackles last year, 5 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, 4 sacks for Simmons last year in Arizona. I really, really like this guy as a player, and I think he would be a good fit on the Dolphins. Simmons would be awesome when you're talking about this guy as a possible trade target, and the Dolphins do have maybe some minor question marks right now at linebacker. We heard mixed reviews about David Long at minicamp and OTAs. Jerome Baker's been a tad bit inconsistent. Plus, you could save a lot of money by moving on from Jerome Baker now that we're after June 1st. So you slot Simmons in there, and I think that you have a pretty good linebacker room. You already have a good room, but it certainly would make it better. Do you want to trade for Isaiah Simmons? Type T for trade or type P for pass. Down in the comments section, it's the pinned comment, so go and reply when you get a second. Carter had a really interesting trade idea. I don't know if it would take 2 picks to get him. I think Ced Wilson and a pick might be enough to get Simmons to Miami. RS Swimmer has a trade idea as well. This is also interesting. The Dolphins receive a 2024 4th-round pick. The Browns receive Raheem Mostert. So let's just say the Dolphins sign Dalvin Cook. I do believe that makes Raheem Mostert a prime trade candidate. In fact, it might even be likely that the team moves on from him or Wilson. And I think a 4th-round pick would be a pretty good deal for Raheem Mostert, who tallied nearly 900 yards as a Dolphin last year, 3 touchdowns. Nearly 5 yards per carry, 181 carries for Mostert in his first season in Miami. Came back from that gruesome injury he suffered in San Francisco. Had a decent year, but he'd probably be RB3 if the Dolphins were to sign Cook behind Cook and A-Chain. I think A-Chain's going to be ahead of Mostert on this depth chart by the end of the season. So we'll see what the Dolphins opt to do here with Mostert if they sign Cook. If they don't sign Cook, then you don't need to trade Raheem Mostert. You should not trade Raheem Mostert. But if they do, very possible, and I think a 4th-round pick would be a pretty good deal for him. Speaking of good deals, you get 20% off at manscaped.com with promo code Dolphins. 20% off and free shipping. You're watching this on Father's Day. You know, I told all of y'all, go get your Father's Day gift at manscaped.com, promo code Dolphins. Hopefully you took advantage of that. If not, though, not too late to get some of these great deals. You know how the ladies say hot girl summer? The guys say smooth sack summer. You can take care of your downstairs area. with Manscaped. They got so many great deals there, including the Performance Package 4.0, which is coming in at $103.99. That's a great deal. Comes with a pair of boxer briefs, has the ball toner, has the crop reviver, has the weed whacker, and the lawnmower 4.0, my personal favorite Manscaped product. It's glorious, is it not? Be sure to go get some great deals. Take advantage of those great deals. Manscaped.com, promo code Dolphins, the best men's grooming products around. Also, they got the beard hedger. I use that to take care of my beard. Keeps my beard looking fresh. Everything you need is at manscaped.com. Again, promo code Dolphins. That link, that promo code in the comments and the description of today's video. QWERTY's got a trade idea. Dolphins receive 2 draft picks, a 4th-round pick next year and a 7th-round pick. The Chargers get Ced Wilson. I do not think it's likely that you get 2 draft picks for Ced. I think just 1. However, I think Ced might be a good fit in L.A. And a reason that I say that is because Justin Herbert, I think, could use some more weapons. And also he's a trade candidate because of his lack of production last year in Miami. Just 12 receptions for 136 yards, and that was surprising. He was supposed to be the 3rd wide receiver on this football team last year. After that breakout season in Dallas 2 years ago, where he had 45 receptions for 602 yards, 6 touchdowns, then he was non-existent in the Dolphins offense last year, didn't even average a reception per game. So they could look to move on from him, not to mention you would save $7 million moving on from Ced Wilson. So that is worth noting and why that makes him an attractive trade candidate here. Maybe the Chargers would be a team interested. Will Ced Wilson be traded? Type Y for yes or type N for no down in the comment section. Go down, let me know. Will Ced Wilson be traded? I'm going to say no. I would like to keep him on this football team because I know, just from watching him in Dallas 2 years ago, that he can be a productive player in this offense. And the more weapons you have in this offense, the better. This Dolphins offense is absolutely fantastic. Now let's get to my trade idea here. Dolphins receive Chase Young and a 2nd-round pick. So basically this is a 2nd-round pick swap. So you would be swapping 2nd-round picks with the Commanders here. And you'd be giving up a 2nd-round pick and a 4th-round pick in 2 years. I don't know how realistic this is, but I've seen some trade ideas here for Chase Young where it's not going to take that much to get him because he's only played in 12 games the last 2 seasons. Now, would you do this trade for Chase Young? Type D for deal or type ND for no deal down in the comments section. A 2nd-round pick swap and a future 4th-round pick to get Chase Young. I'm just going to assume the 2nd-round pick swap might be somewhat significant based on the draft order. Would you do this trade? Type D for deal or ND for no deal. John Russell, what's the biggest obstacle to the Fins winning the AFC East? Strength of schedule, the offensive line, or the injuries? I would say the offensive line because the offensive line situation right now could be a lot better. I'm worried about the left guard. I'm worried about right tackle. I think Wynn or Austin Jackson might ultimately put up a decent season there. Jeremy Chuggs is just unbelievable on the sidelines right now. Strength of schedule is going to be tough as well, but when I look at this Dolphins schedule, the way it's constructed, I think the Dolphins can win 11 or 12 games. I really do. But in terms of the biggest obstacle to winning the East, Tua's got to stay healthy. If Tua does not stay healthy, the Dolphins are not going anywhere, much less winning the East. Ruski, we appreciate you, man. Should the Dolphins get Kareem Hunt or the newly released James Robinson or any other free agent running back or draft another running back? No, the only running back that I would add, and you can probably guess what I'm about to say, it's Dalvin Cook. That's the only running back that I would add at this point. I feel pretty good about the room right now, especially after drafting Devon Achane. Mark Smith, if Liam Eichenberg is doing as well as rumors say at center, will they just extend Williams or move him back to guard? There's been some guys getting some snaps in at center. Liam Eichenberg included, Keon Smith, Dan Feeney. Apparently Liam's looked decent there. I think it's possible they'll just move on from Williams. If Liam is good at center, they might just move on from Williams because he was a no-show at OTAs, which is not mandatory. He was a no-show at mandatory minicamp. It's possible they'll look to move on. Now, I would be stunned if Liam Eichenberg is the starter there, though. Stunned. Skipper Schilling Jr., what's up, my man? If the second-string QB battle concerning to anyone else besides me, it sounds like Mike White's been struggling. Yeah, Mike White apparently hasn't looked great. I'm not really going to overreact, though, to minicamp or OTAs. It's just practice. I think when training camp comes around and he's still struggling, I'll be a little bit more concerned. But Mike White, the reports that were that he was not very good. Skylar Thompson apparently looked decent, so maybe he'll beat out Mike White for QB2. Jean Ruiz, my man. There are rumors that the Dolphins might possibly sign Leonard Fournette. Rumors is a strong word. Leonard Fournette said the Dolphins have the best roster in the league. That does not mean Leonard Fournette wants to be a Dolphin. It especially does not mean the Dolphins want Leonard Fournette. And I don't think, again, I'm going to reiterate what I just said. The Dolphins do not need a running back. The only running back I'm okay with adding to this roster right now is Dalvin. If you didn't get on this mailbag, no worries. DM me your question on Twitter at WillScott44. Give me a follow there as well. We got some more putting to do, Nick Roloff. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Dolphins Today is presented by Manscaped. If you go to manscaped.com and use promo code Dolphins, you're going to get 20% off plus free shipping on all their products. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're going to continue to have you covered with all Dolphins news and rumors. Hit that sub button below. All right. Jeremy Chuggs is coming on. Jeremy Chuggs is here. He is doing a boot. Would you like for me to time you? I don't have to.
Chuggs is wearing his party shirt today.
I like this shirt.
It looks like he's ready to go party.
You're looking good, Jeremy Chuggs.
Oh, yeah. Let the boys breathe.
Oh.
Let the boys breathe.
Jeremy Chuggs.
Oh, he's going full breathe.
Let's party.
He's going
Let's
full
go,
breathe.
Jeremy Chuggs.
Let's go.
Let's go. Show some chest hair.
Sherry's asking, where's the suit?
You didn't get
We
the
didn't get to
1,500.
which is
Yeah, we
okay.
get 1,500.
It's unbelievable that we got to 1,000 today. Thank y'all so much. That's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable accomplishment. That doesn't happen very often on in the off season, so we really appreciate y'all. All right, Jeremy, are you ready to do the boots?
I think I'm ready.
Jeremy Chuggs, ready to rock and roll.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Let's go! Type Chuggs down in the chat. Type Chuggs down in the chat.
Chuggs.
Jeremy Chuggs. Oh, they don't call him Chuggs for nothing. They don't call him Chuggs for nothing. Let's go!
Miami has
Dolphins, the greatest football team. They take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're in the air, they're on the ground, they're always in control. And when you say Miami, wait. You're talking Super Bowl because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number one. Hey, because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number one. Let's go. That's outstanding. Shout out
Jeremy
to
Chuggs, if we did time you, that was like 7 seconds.
500. Food in the soup. Let's go.
You heard it right.
The legend himself.
Jeremy
we appreciate
Chuggs
you, my
says
man.
500 more on this stream, and he's doing another boot, but this time in the Dolphins
Oh
suit.
my gosh. What a day. What a
Jeremy
day.
Chuggs is a madman.
We got some putting to do.
Yes, we do. We've got 3 putts left.
Oh, what a day. This has been a legendary. This is an all-time live show. All time. To hit 1,000 in Super Chats in the month of June? That's ridiculous. All right,
Are you ready? You want me to go first? Well, come grab this first. Get it nice and angled, and then I'll push it over. Ta-da! Wait, I don't know if they can hear me, actually. No, I'm thinking about it. I didn't keep that on there. So we now We should be good now.
I got my headset on.
There we go. All right. Should be able to hear us now. Wasn't sure if they were able to hear us prior. Where's the ball? Oh, over here. Oh. All right. Well, I'm sorry for your loss.
Here we go.
That was it.
That was in. I will acknowledge that was in. I got to make this to force OT, double or nothing.
This is a big time moment for Willy.
This is huge.
He can't be skunked on his own show. You just can't get skunked.
Let's get this cord out of the way.
Got the.
I think you had a good point about the me working on my swing and not my putt.
Yeah, you just gotta get the putting stroke. Putt it. You drive for show. You putt for dough, folks. Willy Finn. No good. Bad camera work by me. But he's down another one. Might as well just get them all in a row here.
All right, 2 more.
Yeah.
Now the goal is not to get skunked.
He's got to win one of these last 2. The putt. No good. That's devastating for Willy Finn.
I've just given up.
I think he has. I think he's admitted defeat. Honestly, wouldn't mind. These are nice putting surfaces.
Unbelievable. One more.
Yeah, one more.
This is to not get skunked.
I'll go first. I'll start us off.
Okay.
I'll do it again. This is for 10-0. Complete domination, Will. That's a miss.
Oh, here we go!
The worst putt of the
Can
day.
I get one?
That was the worst
Can
putt.
I get one?
That was the worst putt of the entire day. Worst one. Disappointing.
Oh,
way to
come
end
on,
it.
baby. Give me one. Give me
Disappointing way to
one.
end it.
Give me one.
That was horrible, fellas. Here we go. Big time putt for Willy Fins. The putt is up, and it looks good.
You got to be kidding me.
That is devastating. Now, there is no double or nothing for this one, because this is the final one.
All right, how about this, though? How about this? I already owe 2 beer bongs. Two beer bongs. If I win this round, you have to do 2.
2?
Yes. And I'll just have to do 1 instead of 3. So I either do 1 or 3 right here. Is that fair?
Would you guys rather see Willy Fins drink or me? I think Willy Fins.
Well, I'm already buzzed as hell.
Yeah, so I think Willy Fins is just going to have to do all 3 after I make this putt.
But you accept my deal.
Sure.
Okay, that's the game changer.
Yeah, Will has to make this. He's aiming too far left. I'm nervous for him. He's been missing right all day. Here comes the putt.
Let's go!
All right, must make for me now.
Come on!
Will has been swooning me all day long.
Come on! Give me 1 win. This would kind of be 2 wins, low key. But give me 1 win.
No, it's only 1. You just made it bet.
Give me 1 win. Give me 1 win.
Onions.
Unbelievable.
All right, now we're back to our normal deal.
Unbelievable. No, I said this round.
This round? All right. I'll start off.
The deal
this,
is still on.
Start off this OT round. It's just onions, folks. It's just about wanting it more, and I think I might have just wanted it more today.
This is unfucking real.
Willy Fins to potentially do 3 boots. Not boots, excuse me. Beer
I
bongs.
wouldn't survive if I did 3 boots.
Yeah.
I might not survive if I did 3 beer bombs.
Willy Fins must make. Must make. The putt is in and up. And no good.
That was that no good?
No good. Willy Fins. It never went in. It only hit the front cup and moved it around.
I need another beer. You gotta go get me another beer.
I'll get another beer. Will is so angry. Let me get you on screen here, Will, and then I'll go get a beer for Will here.
Unbelievable.
He is in shambles mode, folks. He is in shambles mode. Back to you, Willy.
I just cannot believe what just happened. I cannot believe what just happened. And it's not like I didn't make any putts. I made some putts. I just made them at bad times. Unbelievable. All right, I got 3 more to do here. Yeah. Oh, my God. All right. 2 more. 2 more. Marshall, bro.
Willy Fins!
It was a rough day for Willy Putts, man.
Bad
It was a
putts.
rough day for Willy Putts.
Willy Putts did not exist. I skunked them 10-zip.
Willy
I got a
Putts.
question. I got
Willy
a
Putts
question
had a
for
rough
you.
day.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Because when I say Miami,
You're talking Super Bowl because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number 1. Hey, because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number 1. So Marshall's the host of our Giants channel. You know what we can agree on?
we can agree on it. Let's do it.
The Jets suck. Jetsuck. Jetsuck. Jets suck. Jets suck. Let's go.
Suck.
We'll see you in the Super Bowl. We'll see you in the Super Bowl. Danny Dimes and Tua proving everybody wrong. We'll
do
see you
it.
in the Super Bowl.
Is this who we bet on?
No, we bet on Max Homa. He's in
I
fourth
tried
place.
to tell you to do Fowler.
Oh, well, Fowler's in my pool, so there you go. All right, I got one more beer bong that I owe y'all.
It's fucking right, dude. Adam Sanchez. Sup.
All right, here we go.
Chug. Let's go, Will. Let's go, Will.
Beer is freaking cold, bro.
I grabbed you a cold one. I don't know what to tell you.
Paul, you're not kidding, bro. Paul, you're not kidding. You're not kidding, bro. Paul, we appreciate you, my man. We appreciate you. Oh, my gosh. Chad, I love you, man. Thank you, Chad.
Chad Jones.
We're going to end today's
Unbelievable.
We're going to end today's show. What a show it was. Producer Nick,
It was
I
fun.
hope you had a good time.
It was damn
Hope
fun.
you had
Oh,
a
we
good-
have a super chat we have to show before
Yes.
we sign off.
Paul 5486 saying this channel is bad for Will's liver. I would tend to agree. I had to do, I think, 10 beer bongs? My goodness.
Yeah. That is.
But I survived. I survived. We do it for you guys, man. We want to have a good time today for you guys. We had a good time. All right, we're going to end today's live show. Sherry May, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks to everyone who contributed today. John and JK, come back next week. We are going to have songs for you when you super chat, I promise. We're going to have songs for you guys. I want these songs to be perfect. I don't want to just come up with them on the spot. I want to spend some time on it. So I'll have those songs next week. All right, we're going to today's show. Shout out producer Nick.
Fun being here.
This
Thanks
has
for
been
being
Willy
kind.
Fins. We'll talk to y'all next week.